Hey guys, it is Andrew from 510 Books. It is Tuesday, whoopsie. It is Tuesday, September 27th, 2022. It's around 10 a.m. I'm in my house. I just printed out all the shipping labels for the, let's see, how many? 5 items that I sold in the last 24 hours. But this video is about why it is so important to research CDs if you're going to resell them on Amazon. Now, of course, it's important to research anything that you're trying to resell, but this falls into the category of CD number 1 and number 2 and to a foreign language. So this is the CD I'm talking about. If you can read it, awesome. Aside from the 1.5, so it's actually 15th anniversary is what it says. And this woman is a singer, was a singer. Her name is Teresa Teng. The last name is T-E-N-G. And she was apparently a big deal back in, oh boy, I think it was the 80s. It might have been 70s and 80s. She passed away when she was only 42 years old, which of course makes things like this, i.e. this CD, even more valuable because, she didn't put out more music and she's not still alive. So, and she was a big deal when she was in her prime, when she was singing. So I didn't know any of that when I first came across this CD. I come across a lot of foreign language CDs, especially Spanish and Chinese. But in terms of the Asian language, it's mostly Chinese, some Korean, some Japanese, and also some Tagalog, which is from the Philippines. And yeah, that's basically it. I don't really see too much else. Oh, no, that's not true. Vietnamese also. Vietnamese is another one. But it's more Chinese than anything else of all the Asian languages. And Amazon or your phone or whatever phone you use, whether it's iPhone or Android, you can do the download the Translate app, which I think is from Google. But anyway, I have a translation app on my phone. And if you point it at the CD and you select detect language, it will detect the language and then show you what it actually says in English. And that's how I was able to figure out that this was in Chinese. And I also went to Discogs, which if you don't know what that is and you're trying to resell music, you should use it as a tool. It's a huge, actually massive database online and can be on your phone on an app, which I use all the time, of music. So it has vinyl, it has CDs, it has cassette tapes. Now, it has this little number here, which might be called the category number. I don't know if you can see it. I don't know if it's zooming in or not, or focusing on it, but there's a number there, 817143-2. And when I typed that into Discogs, this popped up, and I was able to figure out, even though on the page it has the Chinese letters, once you click through that, it goes to her page, her own dedicated page about who she is, artist page, I guess, and it shows her name. So then I was able to figure out her name. I was able to Google her, see what happened to her, all that kind of stuff. It doesn't matter particularly about selling this, but I just wanted to know the background. And then I saw that it potentially could be valuable. I went on eBay. Well, actually, on Discogs, you can resell on Discogs as well, which is not something I do, but I see, or I have heard other people doing it. But anyway, that's a side note. So on there, the lowest price for this CD, now, mind you, Discogs tends to be cheaper than eBay and Amazon. But the lowest price was just below $75. I think it was like $73. So that's really high for Discogs. So then I went over to eBay and I found that there was nothing. I think there was only 1 or 2 other copies, and they were being sold in other countries. I believe it was Hong Kong, and I can't remember the other one. But they weren't below $100. So I listed it for $99, and drum roll, now you're doing it in your head, it sold for $90 plus shipping. That's right, this CD sold for $90. Now, if you came across this, would you just toss it? Well, you would have thrown out, almost $100. So after fees, eBay fees, etc., it came down. I think I made I made $75 profit. Now this one, let's see, where did this one come from? This actually was donated to me. It's a benefit. This is a benefit of having a store. Ooh, it's hot, guys. Sorry. Side note, I have a light that's shining on my face to lighten things up so you can see me a little better, make the lighting better, but it's making me a little hot. And anyway, so this was a donation back in the beginning of August. I finally got around to listing it. I'm getting better, slowly getting better about listing things soon after I get them. But anyway, side note. So this was donated along with other CDs, and that's something that happens with my business a lot because I have a store, which if you don't know that, I have a store in Southern California, LA County, it's called 510 Books, 510 Books. Look it up on Facebook, look it up on Instagram, 510 Books. You will find me, come and visit me if you're in Southern California. Anyway, side note. So I get a lot of people that come in and donate items to me, books. I've had books, tons and tons and tons of books donated to me, a good amount of CDs, a lot of DVDs, even some records, not really video games, but VHS tapes, cassette tapes. I've had some awesome audio cassette tapes donated to me as well. So anyway, but the point of this video is do your research. So no matter what it is, it could be an English language CD. You want to look it up. You want to use the tools at your disposal. If it's a foreign language CD, use a translation app. If it's in English, use Discogs for research. Use eBay for research. Just look it up generally on Google if you can't find anything. Oftentimes, if you can't find anything on Discogs or eBay, and then when you look at, if you Google it, maybe you'll find a couple of results. That might mean, I was going to say probably, but it might mean that that's a valuable CD and there's just not many copies out there and it's worth it to list it, set a higher price. I always take offers. It's up to you. But, would I have sold it for $99 without an offer? Probably, considering I was the only one that was selling it in the US. But I always take offers just to have the opportunity to potentially sell it near the price that I listed it for. And not always. I price within the, this isn't a pricing video, but I usually price within, a side note here, I usually price within or at or right around the lowest price. Side note. Yeah, so always research. And this is a second day in a row that I've gotten a nice big sale. Doesn't happen every single day, but these do come in. And this sold right away. This sold within, I listed it yesterday, so it sold the same day that I listed it because it's a very particular specific item. Let me show you real quick. So here's the item I sold. As you can see, it sold for $90 plus shipping. And I listed it using or including the Chinese characters, which is really important if you want to sell foreign language. If you can, if it's at all possible, definitely put it in its original language, at least part of it, and then I'll put the rest in English. Of course, as you can see, I put 15 anniversary, Teresa Tang, 1984. Also, this was, which I found out by using Discogs, this fell under Mondo Pop, which apparently is something that she created. It's a Korean, I guess it was made in Korea. And it has a silver rim, which I didn't really get, but other people were pointing that out. So I included that as well, including a photo of the disc, which had to do with the silver rim. FYI, this is her, Teresa Tang. She was actually Taiwanese. But anyway, I just read up on her just to learn about what had happened. And staying in the same vein, whoa, why am I looking at the light? Staying in the same vein as the other CD that I sold this lot of 2 Damn Yankees CDs. These came in, I believe, this came from a Gaylord. So these were all CDs that I had put aside. Well, actually, when I was sorting through my last Gaylord of mixed media. If you don't know what a Gaylord is, it's a massive box that's filled with, in this instance, mixed media, mostly CDs, DVDs, Blu-rays, and video games, some other stuff. And so I found that there were 2, so I put them together as a lot. Did it sell for a ton of money? No, it sold for $6.99 plus shipping. but make $5 off of it after all the fees and the shipping and whatnot. It didn't take long. It sold right away. Then I listed it on the weekend, so it sold within a couple days. So keep that in mind, that even if you only have 2 from an artist or group's catalog, depending on the artist, depending on the demand, you could potentially sell it for at least some money. This one, I don't know how many albums they have in their catalog, but I knew that this was a popular, band, hard rock, etc., classic kind of band, so group from back in the day. So I figured that it would sell well, or sell quickly, and it did. I also sold a CD lot on eBay a couple of days ago of hard rock CDs. It was 11 CDs. I took an offer for $16.50 plus shipping. I had it listed at $19.99. I had a previous offer for $10. I countered with a higher offer. They didn't come back, but I figured that would sell pretty quick, and it did sell fast. So hard rock is one that you can sell pretty quick if you have a lot of CDs that you have access to. Another thing that I sold in the last 24 hours was this fella, his DVDs, 6 of them actually. This is the second time I've sold a lot of his DVDs. Andre, I believe is how you pronounce the last name. So I have 6 of these that came from a Gaylord. Again, the second time that I've sold a DVD lot of his DVDs. Yeah, so he did a lot of live performances. I don't know if he's still performing, but his stuff sells. So if you get a bunch of those together, I would say if you at least get 4 or 5, you should put them in a lot. I sold this for $19.99 plus shipping. So again, the $90 sale is awesome, but keep your mind open to what you can put together as lots on eBay. eBay is a great place to sell lots, whether it's books, whether it's CDs, whether it's DVDs, video games, records. I've sold lots of record lots as well, so keep that in mind. But yeah, the point of this video is to research those CDs, whether it's foreign language research, whether it's in English. You just have to dig a little deeper. A lot of times a CD, I've sold lots of CDs that didn't have a barcode, so you can't scan it. So you have to do a little work to look it up on eBay first, see if there's a copy there. If not, go to Discogs, see if there's a copy there, etc. Get an idea for what it's selling for. If you can't find a copy anywhere, I would suggest listing it on eBay. Some of this stuff was sold independently. Maybe there was only 100, 200, whatever sold, and so there's only a few floating around. And if you list it on eBay, that is the place that people are more than likely to go to look for it. You could put it on Amazon, but if there's no listing, you have to create a listing page and all that kind of stuff. So, but it's something to consider. So yeah, so Teresa Tang, this was a sought after CD, sold right away for good money. So do your research. Thanks for watching. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. This is my second video in a row, 2 days in a row. We'll see if I make another one tomorrow. See if I have some interesting things to talk about in regards to sales or something else. So thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe, leave a comment. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.